Good morning from Fast Company. Here's our daily look into what's driving today's creative business leaders. How to Find and Harness Your Employees' Hidden Talents by Julia Phelan. Your organization may be full of talented employees, but it's impossible to harness valuable knowledge, talent, and expertise if you don't know they exist. As a leader, the more you understand what your employees can do, the better you can achieve your organization's mission. As a learning strategy consultant, I found that one effective strategy for tapping into hidden knowledge relies on creating an organizational knowledge map. This is an easy-to-access resource that identifies where organizational strengths and limitations lie. With this map, employees are able to plan and accomplish their work more efficiently. The knowledge map also can facilitate internal networking among new employees, building strategic connections that will accelerate and contextualize their learning. Here are 5 steps that you, as a manager, can follow to create a knowledge map for your organization. Step 1. Assign clear responsibilities. Allocate someone or a small team to be in charge of the effort. Clear ownership ensures that the initiative stays on track. For example, at one company I consulted with, Holly, an HR manager, paired up with her colleague in HR, Sarah, and divided up the initial tasks. They each worked on gathering information from distinct divisions. Field employees went to Sarah. People working behind the scenes in the office were Holly's responsibility. Tasks were tracked on a simple spreadsheet to document their progress. Number 2, select a pilot group. If you have a large company, consider beginning with one department. For example, HR Director Angie, whose story I shared above, began the mapping expertise with a group of 6 project managers. This group also happened to be the company's top revenue-generating division. This approach was more manageable and also addressed a pressing need for Angie's, ensuring that she and her team knew which project managers had the requisite know-how to lead which new initiatives. Once you've identified your pilot group, let your organizational chart guide your efforts. Initially, this can be low-tech. For example, L&D Director George created a replica of his organizational chart on a large empty wall in his office and added index cards with questions about employees' knowledge, experience, skills, and expertise. To get started with populating the map, employees filled out their cards. For bonus credit, they could indicate a particular skill or talent of a coworker as well. Another approach is to mine data from employees' self-assessments, resumes, interviews, performance reviews, 360-degree feedback, and skills assessments. This can generate a wealth of information highlighting areas of expertise, achievement, skills, and talents. As you progress, you may benefit from using company-approved AI tools to help organize these data within your map. Step 3. Overcome knowledge hoarding. Once you have mapped the knowledge of one group, the next step is to expand to other areas. Some organizations are more open with an established culture of sharing knowledge. If that's your organization, you're ahead of the game. Often, though, companies harbor knowledge hoarders. They consider their tacit knowledge as a source of power and may hesitate to share and risk reducing their competitive advantage. Such situations, especially those outside of your immediate team, require careful encouragement as you cultivate their trust. As a leader, you can model and normalize knowledge sharing, which helps employees recognize the benefits of doing so. Encourage your employees to connect with others by showcasing others' expertise. For example, you might say, if you want to learn more about how to turn a no into a yes on your next sales call, you really need to talk to Terry. He has tons of experience and some innovative strategies for knowing the exact moment a customer is ready to hear your sales pitch. Regularly and publicly acknowledge people's skills and expertise and align knowledge sharing to your organizational mission. Internal Slack channels, lunch and learn gatherings, communities of practice, and team presentations are all useful venues for highlighting and celebrating diverse knowledge and skills. At one tech company, the L&D team introduced monthly expert spotlights, featuring employees sharing their expertise in informal sessions. These fostered a culture of openness and trust. Step 4. Collect FAQs. Having navigated the complexities of organizational silos and the potential perils of knowledge hoarding, you will have a working draft of your map. The next step is to gather more data as you expand your map to include more areas of your organization. At this point, it is effective to collect frequently asked questions. These can help people envision ways they might operationalize the data in the map and also allow people to foster strategic connections with the people best positioned to help. HR Director Roxanne was frequently asked who could help employees write proposals for new business. Roxanne's knowledge that Melanie in marketing was the go-to person for proposal help was information she could include on a knowledge map, enabling people in need to possibly connect with Melanie. Collaboration tools such as Slack can streamline tracking employee questions and categorizing them by topics. PairUp, for instance, is a tool that helps with analyzing common questions and connecting people to those who know the answer. Imagine that Lily has been asked to create a pivot table in Excel, for example, but doesn't know how to do it. She could ask a question in Slack and see who responds or who is suggested. If someone else has previously asked this question, the response will be easily accessible in the database. Another company used Confluence to compile and categorize their FAQs, making it easier for employees to find answers and identify experts. These messages become a searchable record of knowledge that can reduce the time employees spend searching for information. And finally, step 5, focus on usability and maintain the map as a living document. Once you have created your knowledge map, keep in mind that the process is an iterative one. For maximum value, a knowledge map must be a living document that evolves with your organization. Schedule regular reviews to keep your map accurate and accessible. Solicit employee feedback to refine usability and address any obstacles that arise. Check in with employees regularly to assess how easy it is to access the information and monitor the extent to which they are doing so.
That's all today from Fast Company. Talk to you tomorrow.
SpokenLayer.